What's a good word, everyone? I'm Kenny Varner, the owner of SportsBooks.com. Welcome to the show. Today, we want to talk about, what do we want to talk about? Totals betting in college football and the NFL. We want to just take one slice of this. Just one little slice. And I know I get long-winded, and some of these things can be 2 minutes, but I want to just keep hammering it home. So maybe some of you guys out there will remember it and come back to this video and see why. So the one thing I want to take home, and this is in college and pro, it's really easy. Maybe you've heard it, maybe you haven't. That's the thing. I don't know what people have heard, so I just say what I know, what I have learned. The highest totals go over, the lowest totals go under. Now, what I want you to do and what I have to do, because right now it is in the middle of July. It's a perfect time to not have emotion and look back. What happened this past NFL year? Check every week. Check all 16 weeks, 17 weeks. 18 weeks? I don't even know how many weeks. I love it. It just keeps getting more and more. But how many times did the highest total on the board go over? How many times does the lowest total on the board go over? How many times in the 50s did it go over in the NFL? And how many times 70s, 80s? Do some breakdown, do some research. We're gonna bring what we're gonna do to figure out getting winners in the future. But for years up until last year, because we're gonna research and make sure we have the data to back it up, that the highest totals, people are always like, 55, you have to automatically go under. This is where like sharps lose their 46%. Because they're like, once it gets here, must bet under. And I don't know if that's a good 54% deal. And there might be a little bit more into their little algorithms. So what happens is when there's supposed to be points, there is. And then you'll get, it really tested us last year. You know, you're getting totals down to 31 and ends up 12-9, 9-8. And the thing is, this is the problem about watching games sometimes. No one wants to root for no points to be scored. It's really weird watching a game and then just saying, I just don't want points. So I try to avoid that way more often. I go for the overs. And, you know, I hear people say, that's bad. There's always more unders. And there is. But there are times you can take advantage of the overs. I understand that there's going to be more unders than overs when you just do the whole season. And I get that. And the reason is for what I just said, how I look at things. People want to root for points. You know, you don't want to root for under 30 points and then watch it. And that's the thing. A good majority of people watch the games that they bet. I feel sometimes it's better if I don't watch the games. Go Grizz. So that's why I love like the 81s and the 79s and college football, the Texas, Oklahoma type deals where they're just like no defense. And some people like to say everything has to go right to go over those totals. I disagree with that. Because I don't even know exactly what that means. They have to finish off every drive in a touchdown. They have to do this. They have to, you get a couple field goals and you're in trouble. When you're betting on big plays anyway. You're not betting on a drive stalling. You're not betting on a drive that's going to take 8-9 plays like in normal games. This is like a known shootout. So when you throw the ball 60 times, when you throw the ball 70 times, more often than not, you get 2 picks. Where those picks are could really determine and get you either way over or in a little bit of trouble. But those type of teams, they value their scoring opportunities. And so they hit big play after big play to go over. And then unders I'm not really confident at, I have to say, with college especially, because there's just so many ways to score, and just wear people down because you're just wear them down, and all of a sudden the points start coming. So I'm not comfortable there. And you know what you do when you're not comfortable with one part of betting? Don't do it. Whoa, that's a major breakthrough. Don't do it. There are 9,000 different ways to bet sports. They're all going to be on this site. Well, they might already be on this site. You don't have to bet every. Bet what's comfortable with you. What do you like? Can you find the overs? I can find the overs. So I want to bet that. If I'm going to enjoy it, what does it take to enjoy it? Oh, I don't know. It's called winning. Winner. That's what you want to do. You know, it's about winning, not always enjoying like watching it. But if you want to watch almost every bet you do, I suggest going for the overs, because then you're going to find them. It doesn't matter that 44% go over, so you got to pick from that group. That's people that don't trust their handicapping in betting overs. So, in another thing, I don't take away ever betting an under or ever betting an over, depending how you want to look at it. I just know what I want to look for. When you put a blueprint down and you want to go after the game and you have a base, a study guide to go over, then it's up to you to execute it, and then you see if you pass the test. And people don't like to hear that. They like to hear, show me how to do this and I'll do it. You can show someone how to do something, but they have to actually execute it. So executing the plan, once you get it, is so much more satisfying. It really is, because I know that people go out there and want to blame. Oh, if I lose, I got someone to blame. Ooh, my wife and I joke about that all the time. But people actually live that. It's like, oh, now I got someone to blame. Like if my wife's not wearing the same shirt she wore when the Grizz won a quarterfinal game the next week, she usually does, because it's like, I'll get blamed for it. And it's true. If I'm not wearing the same thing, case in point, let's make this a little fun, make more things into it. I should have been more prepared, and I will be more prepared this year. When the Grizz played at home, I would wear my maroon shirt. When they were on the road, I'd wear my white shirt, which worked great. They had one loss. They changed quarterbacks. The shirt thing rocked and rolled in the Carry Dome at Grizz Stadium. It was awesome. But what happened at the end of the year? Why did they lose the national title? Was it my fault? I mean, I had a grandson who cost us the national title when he was 1, but pretty much forgiven him by now. But what was I to do? Should I have won both? Maybe I should have won both, and Montana would have won the national title. And how would they have won the national title? They would have got an extra inch and tied the game up early in the game, instead of falling behind by 2 scores and trying to get back at that, best defense in FCS. So this year, I think I'm gonna wear white every single time. That way, when we get to the national title game, they've seen me in white. They know I wear white, whether they're home or away. And the reason I'm gonna wear white is because the maroon one has a hole in it, and a hole leads to an opening where you could get upset or lose. So I'm not going to do that. But anyway, getting back on point, the highest totals go over, the lowest totals go under. Research it. You will see that for the most part, now nothing is 100%, but for the most part, that will lead you to the winner circle, where there's way, way, way more than 1% that win in this industry. We'll see you in the next video. Come join us at sports.balls.com, and let's make money.